right, welcome. Junior Kuzma with HVAC Our Finest. Here just to help you out with some more tips and understanding here. Okay, so a part of our system is always to make sure that we do maintenance on our system. Part of maintenance is making sure that things are clean. In addition to filters and drain lines, we're going to talk about your coils. There's generally two sets of coils, or one set, one inside and one outside. The one that we're looking at today is your outside unit called a condenser, and there is what we call the condenser coil. It's actually what the condenser coil is made of is essentially copper tubing all the way around it in a spiral shape with little metal fins, just like your radiator. And you have the exact same thing generally located inside called your evaporator coil. Okay? The objective behind this is to make sure that it's cleaned, it's maintained. The purpose of each coil is essentially to transfer heat. Sometimes during the winter we use it, but most of the time during the summer we always use it. Okay, so the condenser coil, what it does is it actually, with the fan moving, it draws in air through the coils to cool down the coils, and then it actually removes heat from the coil and blows it out top. So we've got to make sure we keep the surface area clean and that airflow can go through it properly. It's the same concept with the indoor evaporator coil. So ideally what we're going to want to do is maintain the cleanliness of this unit. There are various ways to clean it, but ideally with water is the go-to. We ideally pull the disconnect, the power, whether at the breaker panel or at the disconnect at your unit. And what you're going to want to do is take the top off and clean the unit from the inside out and then from the outside in. Ideally, how it works is you take the water hose and you clean it from the outside in, the inside out at a 45-degree angle, up and down. Take your time to clean it all the way around. Make sure that you're paying attention to the color of the water. Make sure that you're looking to see that the dirt is running off and that the water is actually clear by the time you're done. Then once you're done from the inside, put the top back on, and then you clean it from the outside in. Same concept, 45-degree angle, working it gingerly, making sure that you're not causing the fins to collapse. If that happens, it's not really the best feature for the unit, because it's going to cause you to transfer improper heat transfer, and that is going to cause more damage down the line. So ideally, take your time to clean it. Some individuals will use chemicals, and it's your preference. Chemicals that actually can be environmental friendly chemicals, but a lot of times some of them will require you to only use so much, just like bleach. You may have to dilute it, but ideally water is a very good treatment. It'll solve a lot of the problems. In the residential space, water would be just fine. When you start to go into the commercial restaurant world and you're around grease, that's when you would tend to use those heavier duty products. With the evaporator coil, it's the same concept. We want to make sure that these are kept clean, and we want to prevent these coils from being dirty and kinked, or I should say collapsed. Depending on the direction of the airflow, sometimes the air can be passing through this way. You would clean the outside of this coil. In the event that it's passing from the left to the right, we want to make sure that we want to keep these coils clean going in. So it may be a little bit more difficult to do that, excuse me, to actually get access to that. So we would encourage you to, if it's out of your scope of work, get a professional out here and we'll be happy to get you taken care of. Ideally, some of the times we cannot clean it in place and we actually have to go through a series of process procedures to remove the whole piece of equipment and clean it outside and so forth. Again, this is just a little bit of understanding to maintain your piece of equipment the best way and get the most efficiency out of your equipment, and to make sure that your system stays with you for as long as possible, longevity. We want to keep things clean. Keep your coils clean, keep your condensers clean, keep your coils clean. Not only provide efficiency, but you don't want to breathe any of this stuff as well. Okay, so I want to thank you for taking the time. This is Junior DeKuzman with HVAC Our Finest. Please like and subscribe. You guys have a blessed day.